Hey folks, so yesterday or so I introduced the next combination of Chatan Yara. It is a combination of 8 individual techniques. What I wanted to tell you now is related to this kata, but also related to any technique in bojutsu or in kobudo for that matter, and that is the old issue of terminology. I have been writing and talking about this for a few years now, and now there are even some Japanese sensei who address this issue, that there are certain names which are terminology given to the techniques, which give you a supposed picture of what it is, what you're doing. So these and you might put emphasis on this specific technique under the meaning of this specific with this specific term, right? So just the easiest example would be like shomen uchi. Well, this is shomen uchi, right? So strike to the front. But there is one move here, right, which might has a commutative meaning, and there is a move here which might have a commutative meaning, and there is a move here which might have a commutative meaning, and there is a move here which might have a commutative meaning. So the count, the emphasis that you do on the technique, maybe with, for example, kime. You want to do kime on every count of the technique, what is considered a technique in that school, is artificial. Nobody knows what it has originally been in the kata or in the techniques or combinations that have been culminated into a kata by a certain sensei. Let's say, for example, Taira. He collected various techniques, combination of techniques, and then they started, you know, they had an idea, oh, this is a shomen-uchi, yeah, this is a front strike, right? In order to make it easy to teach, in order to make it easy to build records, so it's just like, you know, similar to matrix, you would have to say, it is shomen-uchi, that's what the name says. But it could be this. Now, if you take the combination I was talking about from Chatan Yara, the 8 techniques combination. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? So you can count it differently. You can count it like this. One time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 90. So you get the point, right? So you easily could have emphasized any of these techniques within this combination, but instead there is a standard. You need the standard in order to be able to teach, in order to be able to set a common emphasis so that everybody does it the same. So you can tell, that's the school of Mr. XY. So instead of like doing a bunkai, right, which is the analysis of the technique, where what is that movement? What's in there, right? We're not even talking about how you do this, because there's so many ways of how to do it. But you do a morphological analysis of the movement. And then you get there, morphological analysis. That's standard procedure in sports science, by the way. And I guess you know it. This has nothing to do with tradition, because tradition is, you know, is a claim of a certain high quality handing down of special high quality techniques or something like that over several generations. That is the tradition, right? And it's not always logical. It's good, it's very good, but it's not 100% logical, and it doesn't have to be, otherwise it wouldn't be called a tradition. Otherwise it would be called science. So science is not tradition and tradition is not science. Both are good and both are complementary to each other. So I'm just saying this. So while in your school you probably have to do a technique like for example, let's say like 1, 2, 3, 4, like that, right? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, like that, right? There are more potential techniques in that, but you cannot emphasize them all within a basic practice. You cannot emphasize 1, 2, 3, you know, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and so on. You know, it's just too much. You can't. It doesn't work, right? And that's all. So that's what I'm just wanted to say today is consider the morphological analysis of a movement. Consider the terminology. And consider what you don't see in there if you